linkinglewiscounty.com. We're live here this morning at the Veterans Memorial Park in Lowville, New York for the annual Veterans Day ceremony. So things are about to get started. So we'll just stand by here for a moment. We're expecting the ceremony to get started right around 11 a.m. Beautiful day out here in Lowville. And today's ceremony is presented by the three veterans organizations in Lewis County. So you have the American Legion, located on Dayan Street. You have the Marine Corps League out on State Route 12. And you also have the Veterans of Foreign Wars, who are over on West State Street. People are invited to come out after the ceremony here, and there will be events going on at all three locations. So looks like we're about to get things started here. And we'd like to thank all the veterans out there for your service to our great country. Today is a day to recognize all the veterans who have served in the military here in the United States.
Welcome to the Veterans Day celebration by the Marine Corps League. VFW, Post 6912, and the American Legion here in Lowville. I'd like to introduce the State Senior Vice of the American Legion, New York State, Lee Hinkleman.
Thank you, Commander. Today is the day we put aside to remember fallen heroes and pray that our wars will stop taking the lives of these brave heroes. It's a day of thanks for the valor of others. A day to remember the splendor of America and those of her children who rest in the cemeteries in our community and beyond. So many wonderful men and women rest in our cemeteries, men and women who led colorful and passionate lives. In Arlington rests a sharecropper's son who became a hero to a lonely people. Joe Louis came from nowhere, but he knew how to fight, and he galvanized the nation in the days after Pearl Harbor when he put on the uniform. Put on the uniform of his country and said, "I know we'll win because we're on God's side." Bobby Murphy is there. Bobby Murphy of the wild, wild courage. What else would you call a man who bounds to the top of a disabled tank, stops an enemy advance, saves lives, and rallies his men, and all of it single-handedly. When he radioed for artillery support and was asked how close the enemy was to his position, he said, "Wait a minute, I'll just speak to one of them." My wife and I have had the privilege of visiting this very site. All these men were different, but they shared in common. They loved America very much. There was nothing they wouldn't do for her. And they loved their service of the young. It's hard not to think of the young buried in our cemeteries. For it's young who do the fighting and the dying when a peace fails and a war begins. And we owe them something. Those very young men and women, we owe them first a promise that just as they did not forget their mission, their missing comrades, neither ever will we. And there are other promises. We must always remember that peace is a fragile thing that needs constant vigilance. We owe them a promise to look at the world with a steady gaze and perhaps a resigned toughness, knowing that we have adversaries in the world and challenges, and the only way to meet them and maintain the peace is by staying strong. With North Korea in our crosshairs and Iran and China not far behind, our vigilance and commitment to our must never be stronger. If we really care about peace, we must stay strong. You must be strong enough to create a peace where it does not exist, and strong enough to protect it where it does. That's the lesson I prayed for our politicians, that our politicians will embrace. Thank you, all of you that served, especially when we must show gratitude to the families of our soldiers. You served as well. You have suffered through deployments and assignments that have taken you away from your loved ones. God bless all of you, and God bless America. Thank you.